Well, how's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another um, live stream tonight. Wait for some people to get in here. Want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. But yeah, obviously, you guys know we're basically just going to be hanging out, talking about horror movies and whatnot. And yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. So, gonna wait for obviously some people to get in here, but want to wish everybody, a Merry Christmas. Obviously, hope you guys had a great day spending time with family because I sure did. Um, Spent time with a lot of family today, which was a lot of fun. But yeah, so that's what we're basically going to be doing. Just going to be hanging out, talking about horror movies, talking about movies in general. You know, that's what we're going to be doing. Um, So yeah, I mean, I hope you all got. I hope you all had a great day today. Christmas, opening gifts with family and whatnot. Um, I did, however, I had a great, fantastic day. Opening presents, hanging out with family. Um, so I hope all you did as well. But yeah, so obviously I didn't get to tell you guys, but I got quite a few things, which I didn't expect. I got at least I would say at least at least like 4 or 5 things, today. Um so and I didn't really expect it personally because again, I am grown, so I don't really need to have that much honestly that much gifts. But I was really happy with what I got today, It was a good day overall. Um so yeah, it was definitely a great day, a great day hanging out with family and whatnot. It was definitely. I'm not saying that it was. I just feel bad for those people out there that don't have families. That don't have anybody to really open presents with. Um, that's who I feel bad for mostly because there is people out there that don't have families that don't basically don't have families don't have you know they're basically just themselves, so I feel really bad, but I feel fortunate, that I have family. I got two sides, so I got obviously my mom's side and then my dad's side. But yeah, so obviously I got nieces and nephews, and obviously I got two brothers, um a couple sisters, actually 3 4 sisters. So yeah. um so yeah, I am very fortunate that I got to, that I have family to look up to, because there's a lot of people out there that again don't have family and whatnot. So I'm happy that I'm really fortunate that I have family, to that I have family to hang out with, because there's a lot of people out there that don't have family at all. So which is crazy, to think. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that don't have family, don't have any of that, don't have support or anything like that, and it's just like it's sad. It's truly sad. So all I gotta say is that I'm praying for all those that didn't get to spend time with any family, or people that don't have family at all, because I feel bad. Again, I can't imagine that. I can't imagine not having family, not having really anybody to look up to, really. Um, but there's a lot of people out there that you can't, you could only look up to you. There's a lot of people that, don't have families, don't have moms, don't have parents, you know. It's just overall just sad, personally. And, especially on a special holiday like this, it's sad, bro. Like, it's sad to think about. But other than that, it was a great day, I am praying for those that didn't get to, that doesn't have family, of course, especially on the special day. Like, but you know, I personally, man, I had a great day yesterday as well. I went opened some presents with my nieces and my nephews, um, or my niece and my nephews. So it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to be able to do that. With my nieces and nephews and whatnot, or my niece and nephew. Sorry, my niece and nephews. Um, but yeah, it was a lot of fun for sure. I had a lot of fun. There's a lot of people out there that, again, that don't have that person. It's just overall just sad. But again, I'm praying that I'm praying for them. Because there's a lot of people out there that, again, don't have families, don't have really anybody, just themselves, which is sad. You know, and I'm just gonna say some prayers for them because, again, it's sad. It is. It's really sad. But I think that there is I really did have a good day. As I was saying yesterday, I had a great day as well. I watched some football today. Obviously, the NFL, which was a lot of fun. Just spent time with family overall. Ate dinner and whatnot. It was a lot of fun. Um, and then yesterday, obviously, hung out with my sister and my nieces or my nephews and my niece, which was a lot of fun. So I got to spend time with my niece and my nieces or my niece and nephews, which I had a good time doing that. So and then today went to my grandparents'. It was a lot of fun. Hung out with my family, my cousins. It was a lot of fun. We just hung out, talked with each other. Had a good time. So yeah, I definitely had a lot of. It was definitely a good time for sure. It was a little weird, this year because we were missing. I did have a cousin, unfortunately, that had to go to work. That had to work today, but personally, it sucks when you have to work. But for those people that work, it sucks that some people had to work today. Especially hanging out with family and whatnot. On Christmas, which that has to suck. But I did get to see him for a little bit at least. So I mean, I'm not going to complain. But other than that, it was overall just a great day. Um, of course we were, I was only missing one cousin, which I right when I got there, obviously, we basically he was just leaving, so he was actually getting ready to leave because he obviously had to go to work, sadly. But yeah, for those people that had to work, on Christmas, I'm sorry. That's unfortunate, but that's really unfortunate. Um, there's a lot of people that had to, which I guess you got to do what you got to do. Um, you know. So yeah, I'm definitely. It was definitely a great day. Um, it was definitely a great day, a special day. Everyone, we basically ate dinner with each other, just had a good time overall. You know, it was overall just a great day. And yesterday, of course, as well, even though like my brothers unfortunately weren't there, and then obviously my, one of my other sisters weren't there yesterday, but hey, it's fine. It's completely fine. I still had a good day. One of my brothers actually lived, quite a ways away. So, I mean, yeah, it was still a good day. I'm not going to complain about this year at all. It was overall just a great holiday. I had a good time. Um, just hanging out with family, and I hope you guys did as well. You know, um, but yeah, got a lot of. Well, I didn't expect again because today I got some quite a few gifts. I got some gift cards. I got some clothes, obviously, some sweaters, some joggers, and whatnot. New shoes, which I've been asking. I got some new Air Forces, which was really cool. Obviously, I got big feet, so unfortunately, I wasn't able to. At first, when I was trying to put on my shoes, it was like too tight, but then eventually it got a little loose. And one of my cousins actually helped me out with it because it was like too tight. But yeah, definitely a lot of fun. Definitely had a good day. I hope you guys did as well. And it was definitely a weird day, of course, because again, it wasn't snowing, which a lot of people don't really like it snowing. But I think that snow makes Christmas like better personally. Um, but yeah, unfortunately, yeah, it didn't snow. It didn't snow at all. It was just a green Christmas, which is really nice for a lot of people. Um, yeah, I liked it. It wasn't too bad out. It was pretty warm out as well, like 50 degrees. You know, which is pretty warm for a winter. For winter. Which is weird. Um, because it is winter and usually it's like snowing. Usually it's like in the 20 and like the lower 20s or something like that. And yeah, it just wasn't. It was like really warm today, so it was really weird, to be honest with you. But honestly, I'm sure a lot of people are happy with it. A lot of people are happy that it didn't snow. Um, so I'm pretty sure a lot of people are very, happy about that. Um, but yeah, it was overall a great day. Hope you guys had a great day as well. Too. It was a great day for me hanging out with family. Then yesterday, obviously, was a lot of fun. It was overall just a great holiday. It sucks that it's over with. Um, all we got really is New Year's, which that is what in like 4 days, 5 days, which that's not really too far, if you really think about it. Um, obviously next Monday will be New Year's. So yeah, it was overall a great holiday. It sucks that it went by fast, but at least we got next year to look forward to, of course. Um, and this year was pretty warm, I would say. It was really warm this year. Definitely really warm for sure. You know, definitely really warm. But of course, it was nice though. It was perfect weather. It wasn't too cold or anything like that. It was actually good. It was actually nice enough to wear shorts, which I should have wore some shorts, but unfortunately I didn't. Because I usually like wearing joggers, on Christmas and like jeans, because I don't know. I just feel weird wearing shorts on Christmas. So I wore some shorts or some joggers, excuse me, and then had a sweater and then a winter hat still, even though it was kind of warm in my area where I live. Um, so yeah, definitely pretty. It was definitely a good day though. It was definitely a great day. It was the perfect day, to go outside and just hang out, too. It felt more like summer in a lot of ways, and even the spring. Like it felt like spring weather today, which was pretty interesting. But yeah, I hope all you guys had a great day today as well. Hopefully you guys had, a fantastic day. And for those of you that didn't get to spend time with family, again, I'm saying some prayers for you guys, and or for those people that don't have families at all, I'm gonna be, praying for those that didn't have families because again, it's a special day for a lot of us. We have families. For some of us that have families, it's not we don't really know what it's like not to have, family. So it's just sad. It's a sad, that there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people out there that basically just don't have family at all. So, um, but anyways, I hope you guys had a great Christmas. I did for sure. But I just wanted to say, Merry Christmas to everyone, of course. Um, but yeah, so now we're gonna just talk about some horror movies. Of course, that's what this live stream is about. We're basically gonna talk about horror movies in general, Scream, Child's Play, whatever, Halloween, whatever. So, um, oh yeah. So the main question, that I have, like, this is the main question that I have, right? When will we get another Halloween film? That's the main question. I always wondered like when we will get another Halloween film because I was saying probably in the next, I would say maybe 5 years or so. I would say in the next 5 to 10 years. Um, I would say that we'll probably get another Halloween film, but I'm not 100% on that. Of course, we don't really know how long it could last. It could be like 10 years. It could be 15 years. Who really knows? But all I know is that we will get another Halloween film one way or another. I'm not saying that we're gonna get it like right now. Like I'm not saying that we're getting it like soon or anything like that, but we will get one in the future, which it may last at least like 5 years or so. I would say maybe 5 years. I mean, 5 years is a pretty. I mean, 5 years is, you know, that's quite a while. That's 5 years from now is going to be 2027 or so, which that's quite a ways away if you really think about it. And so I truly don't think that we're gonna get any Halloween film anytime soon. But I do believe that we will get a Halloween film in the future. Like, let's just say like 5 years down the line, if they decide to, to make another one, which I do. I think they're gonna make another one personally. I don't think this is gonna be it, you know. Um, which a lot of people don't really want Michael to come back personally, which I understand. As I was saying many times, I understand, but it's all about money at this point. And if they follow a whole new timeline or something like that, it's definitely gonna be. I personally don't mind it, because they're gonna be following a whole new timeline. So for a lot of people, there's a lot of people out there that just don't think that they should make another one. But again, it's all about the money. You know, they're not going to just quit making the movies. So that's just kind of my opinion on that. Like, I don't think they're just going to quit making the movies or anything like that. But I do think that um I feel like this is the way I feel. If they're gonna go and do a whole new timeline, then why does it really matter, you know? Why does it matter? I mean, I personally don't think it matters because again, um, you're basically gonna be following a whole new timeline and it really won't matter at all, you know? So that's personally my opinion on it all. Like I just don't think that I don't think it's really gonna I don't really think it's gonna affect anything because they're gonna follow a whole new timeline anyway. So um that's kind of just my opinion on that. I think if they follow a whole new timeline, it would be a lot better. And plus, even if they the only problem that I would have is if they follow the same timeline, you know? That would be my only problem. Because again, they follow the same timeline. That's basically you're basically going off, you're basically following Halloween Ends, which people ain't really gonna like that because people don't want them to follow Halloween Ends. They just don't. So everyone wants to see them, do something different, do something, new and fresh. Um, Follow a whole new timeline, like I was saying, to start over, basically starting over again, is basically what it is. And then on top of that, too, um, so on top of that, they basically could be doing a sequel to Halloween 4, which I think that's very possible. Maybe like Jamie Lloyd, like I was saying, could come back. Danielle Harris or something like that, because Danielle Harris, to me, I feel like she got done like her character got done dirty in The Curse of Michael Myers, you know. So I think that she could come back and she should. Not saying she will, but definitely, could. Um, so I just think it's a possibility. Danielle Harris is a great actor. I love everything that she's doing. What she did with the character, Jamie Lloyd. You know, Nobody could do a better job than her, in my opinion. Like, I think she's, I think she's like the best, probably the best, um, actor to play Jamie Lloyd. Which, in The Curse of Michael Myers, that was absolutely just stupid. Like, I don't even understand like why they even did that for, personally, but I guess that's neither here nor there. I guess, and it is what it is. I really don't. I mean, it is what it is. So, as I was saying, Jamie Lloyd, Daniel Harris could definitely, come back for sure. I think we'll have to see what happens, but I definitely think it's very possible. I think because again, I'm pretty sure she does want to come back. So for another film, so I mean, I really wouldn't mind that at all, especially if they do a sequel to Halloween 4. I mean, shit, they do a sequel to Halloween 4. I'm definitely not gonna mind that, you know, because Halloween 4 is definitely one of the best Halloween films, if not the best. Well, I'm not gonna say Halloween 4 is the best, but it definitely is one of the best. Like it's one of the best. Like so, obviously Halloween 4 is definitely I would say one of the most underrated Halloween films. A lot of people didn't like it just because of the mask and whatnot, but that's just my honest opinion. So I honestly like, Halloween 4 is definitely a great film. It's definitely a great film, definitely underrated. Um 100%. No, like there's no denying any of that. Like, so I think that I definitely think that what you call it. So Halloween 4 is underrated, and so is, I would say, maybe H2O and Resurrection. Resurrection to me is probably the most underrated one, like one of the most underrated ones. Um, I don't know. I just love Resurrection a lot. A lot of people just give it too much crap personally, and I really don't get it. Um, I really just don't understand it personally, but I guess it is what it is. I guess it is what it is. Can't really do nothing, about, like, a lot of people. I think a lot of people just hated, the when they killed Jamie Lloyd or Jamie Lee's character, Laurie Strode, and I think that's the only reason why people even hate it is because of that. They don't really like it because they killed Laurie Strode off in the opening scene or whatever. And they didn't really like that, which I understand. I understand they didn't like that, but personally, me, that's probably the one thing that I had a problem with was that probably that and that alone. Like that's probably like the only thing, hands down, like the only thing. Other than that, I had no problems. Had no problems whatsoever with Halloween Resurrection. Halloween Resurrection is still one of the best Halloween films to me. A lot of people just don't really enjoy it, which I understand. There's a lot of moments in there that's not perfect, of course. Of course, there's movies out there that ain't gonna be perfect, but for me, it's a great film. It's a great return. It's a great overall film, you know, and I don't know. I just like it. And also H2O as well, which H2O is another great one that I like. Um, so yeah, I mean, there's just so many great films out there personally that I like that I don't necessarily hate at all. I actually like, I definitely like H2O is definitely one of the best, or Resurrection definitely one of the best in my opinion. A lot of people give it crap for maybe because of Laurie Strode dying again in the opening scene, but I feel like it's a good film. It's funny as well, Busta Rhymes is funny. Um, I feel like it's overall just a great film. It's definitely it gets hated on when it doesn't deserve. I don't think it deserves any hate personally. I think it's one of the most definitely the most underrated ones. Um, and then I'll let you guys know my least favorite Halloween film in the franchise is Halloween 3, which you guys already know my reasonings, behind that. Michael, I mean, listen, Michael wasn't in it, you know, he wasn't in it at all, so to me, like, why does that matter? The character's not in it, then why does it matter? So that's just basically my opinion on that personally. I think that a lot of people there's just a lot of people that give it crap. It just doesn't deserve it. It just doesn't. You know, um, or Sorry, I'm talking about Resurrection. So I'm basically saying that Halloween 3 is the worst. Sorry, I didn't mean to. I'm thinking about Resurrection right now. Sorry about that. Because I was just talking about Resurrection, but Halloween 3 is the worst. Sorry about that. Halloween 3 is the worst because Michael wasn't in it, and what's the point? You know? I'd rather watch Resurrection over Halloween 3. You know? That's just my honest opinion on that. So a lot of people always say that there's a lot of people that always say there's there's a lot of people that always say that Halloween 3 was underrated, but I definitely don't think so. Shit, I definitely don't think it was overrated or underrated. It was definitely the most, like, the worst, without a doubt, the worst Halloween film that I watched, like, by far. And nobody's even gonna debate me on that. Like, um, so, and the reason why, again, because Michael wasn't in it, and it was named Halloween and whatnot. They named it Halloween, and that's really the reason why. That's the reason why it's the worst. Because they named it Halloween, number one. Number two, it wasn't a Halloween film. Number three, Michael Myers wasn't in it, like, at all. And then number four, Jason, or not Jason, sorry. Number four, Michael Myers, again, you hear that Shamrock commercial over and over and over. So annoying. Like, everybody wants to see Michael. Nobody wants to hear a stupid ass, commercial. You know what I mean? So that's basically my opinion on that. Like, that's why I think it's the worst, and I do think it's worse than Halloween. Like, I do think it's worse than Rob Zombie's Halloween. 100%. There's no question about that. Like, I definitely think it is. Um, Definitely a lot worse than Rob Zombie's Halloween. For sure. And I give Rob Zombie a lot more credit, for adding the kills and whatnot. I do give him credit, give him credit for that, again, because Michael was in it and he was in both of the films. So of course I'm gonna pick those films over Halloween 3 because at least he was in those films. We obviously get to see Michael. So that's one thing I could give, Rob Zombie credit on, is that at least he added, Michael into the film, and that at least we got to see him. Unlike Halloween 3, we didn't get to see him at all. So that's basically just my opinion on that. Like, but there's a lot of people out there. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that like it, of course. But then there's a lot of people that don't like it, which I understand. It's a movie it's basically a movie that people like. There's a lot of people out there that like that, that style of film, which, I'm not a fan of that personally. Just like Jason Goes to Hell, whatnot, which I compare those two films because I think they're similar in a lot of ways. I definitely think they are similar. And Resurrection, or not Resurrection. So yeah, Jason Goes to Hell, Halloween 3 are the most comparable and similar films. Like, because again, well, I'll say that Jason Goes to Hell, at least at least Jason was in it for 5 minutes at the beginning and then at the end, at least, and then at least at least we get to see the character, right? A little bit. Um, and then in Halloween 3, you don't get to see the character like at all, like at all. Like, so that's basically why I feel like Halloween 3 is without a doubt one of the best. Um, without a doubt, one of the worst, excuse me. I said one of the best. One of the worst Halloween films. And then Jason Goes to Hell is without a doubt the worst Friday the 13th film, in my opinion. Even though Friday the 13th, at least they did, a lot of new things, which I liked. I really liked that they did new things and they decided to, they try to do something a little different. But again, you named it Friday the 13th. Everybody wanted to see Jason in the film. So, and you didn't add that. So that's basically why why I personally don't like Halloween. Why I don't like Jason Goes to Hell personally, just because of that. It's basically similar to Halloween 3, where Halloween 3 was named Halloween. They named it Halloween, didn't add the character in it at all. Friday the 13th is just like the same thing. It's basically like very similar in a lot of ways. So yeah, that's basically my thing on that. Basically my opinion on that. I really believe that Halloween 3 is the worst Halloween film, and Jason Goes to Hell is definitely the worst Friday the 13th film. Now, if the only thing that I had a problem, the only thing that I will give them credit on for Jason Goes to Hell is that at least they added, at least they had some great, creative kills. I mean, there were some creative kills, of course. It was a pretty good. There were some creative kills that I liked. I mean, it was overall a great. It was overall a great film overall. So I mean, I'm not saying that it was a terrible film, but it's definitely not. It's definitely the worst. In the franchise. So, in the Friday the 13th franchise, I'm saying. But one thing that I will say is that I did like the music. I liked the music. I liked the kills. I liked all that, right? I liked seeing Jason, which Jason was in the film. At least he was in the film. He showed up in the film for a little bit, which was it was good to see it. It was good to see him, in the film for a little bit. But again, the most underrated look that I've seen from Jason, underutilized, didn't get, used really, really well. Just underutilized, it was just overall just not a great, just overall just wasn't a great look, and it was a great look, but again, didn't get utilized well. He wasn't in the film as long. He was in the opening scene and then got blown up or whatever, and then at the end he comes back and you see him again. And basically that's it. You see him again, which is cool. You get to see him again and the only thing that I'll say about it is that I did like the fact that Freddy's glove, that we got to see Freddy's glove in the film, which was great as well. But that's probably the only thing that I really liked personally. The Real Kratos. Yo, what's up? What's up, man? Merry Christmas. I hope you're having a great day. And I hope you had a great Christmas as well. How you doing tonight, man? Thank you for popping in as always. Um, Long time no see. I'm just talking about some horror movies. Of course, that's what we're basically doing. We're talking about, Friday the 13th, Child's Play, whatever. Any horror genre, Texas Chainsaw, whatever. Does not matter what horror movie it is. It could be anything. It's just we gotta stick it, we gotta leave it. We gotta stick to, slashers though. And not, I mean, we could talk about like possession movies, but I really don't get into that personally. Um, but yeah, that's basically what we're doing. So thank you for popping in. Hope you had a great Christmas as well. But yeah, man, it's definitely a bad Christmas or bad Christmas. Sorry, guys, I'm very off right now. So I was talking about Jason Goes to Hell. Um, Basically saying that I didn't like it at all. Like, basically explaining like why I didn't like it, and then also Halloween 3, which I explained why that was the worst Halloween film in the franchise, like by far. Um, Personally. So yeah. And I definitely think it is, but how do you feel about Christopher Landon leaving Scream 7? Um, you know, I'm really shocked by it. I'm really shocked by it personally because the number one thing that I'm shocked about is that he supposedly quit like 7 weeks ago, which is shocking to me. Um, so yeah, that's very shocking to me. That's really shocking. Um, so yeah, I definitely think that it's shocking, of course. It was really shocking to hear that he had quit 7 weeks ago, which was that was the most shocking thing that I've heard, that he like quit 7 weeks ago. Um, so that's really really shocking. And then another shocker to me was um it was just shocking all around just hearing about the news, you know? And I didn't expect it necessarily. I thought for sure he wasn't. I didn't think that he was going to quit. Um, and I'm pretty sure that my views on the Melissa Barrera situation, which the Melissa Barrera situation just isn't. I felt like she was done wrong, but I'm not going to get too political. Of course, I'm here. Um, and it's kind of crazy that Christopher Landon decided to leave, now. He decided to leave now as opposed to, like, okay, so he knew basically 7 weeks ago that he was leaving, that he quit. So he basically quit 7 weeks ago, but waited until around Christmas time to come out and talk about it. Like, you know, so that's basically like my number one problem. That's probably like my number one issue with it, is that he waited. He basically waited until, Christmas to then say that he was leaving, that he quit, to get it out there, but then say that he knew several weeks ago, like 7 weeks ago, that he quit. Like, so supposedly he quit 7 weeks ago, but he just now came forward like during Christmas time to to basically say that he quit. He basically, spoke up about it, talked about it, and whatnot. And yeah. So, I mean, yeah, I'm shocked by it, of course, you know, but hopefully, they could get a new director, or new director or something like that. Um, I heard, Eli something. He made the film Thanksgiving. I heard that he could, maybe he could make, Scream 7, you know, because he made the film, Thanksgiving, which Thanksgiving is a film that I haven't seen yet. Um, I don't know. I'm just shocked by it. I'm shocked by all this news in general. You know, I'm shocked by it all. And it's just crazy. It's crazy. Felt like Melissa Barrera got done dirty. Um, and yeah, I felt like she deserved a lot better, in my opinion. You know, I felt like she deserved a lot better. I don't think that they should have fired her. Um, personally, but again, I'm not gonna get too political on here or anything like that, because I don't want to talk about something that's not true personally, because I don't really know what really happened behind the scenes. Why, like, what happened. So, and I don't know why Christopher Landon left, why he quit personally. So I'm not going to get too political on here or anything like that, because I don't really, first of all, I don't get into politics, but not really a fan of that. But um, I just don't really want to talk about something that I don't want to, like, come out here and, like, talk about and act like that I know what happened behind the scenes, because I don't. You know, 'Cause I really don't know why he quit personally. But the only thing that really makes him mad is that he decided, to just now come out about, and talk about it. Which, I mean, he knew 7 weeks ago that he knew 7 weeks ago that he was gonna quit. You know, and he's just now, basically just now coming out about it, like, which is crazy. So yeah, I'm more, shocked about it more than anything, because again, I didn't expect him to leave. I didn't expect him to quit like that. I didn't expect to basically get the news that we got. Um, so yeah, it was definitely a shocker. It definitely was. You know. So I'm just looking forward to seeing, who's gonna be the next director. You know, I want to see Kevin Williamson get involved again, because I feel like he knew a lot. He knew a lot. He knew how to make story. He was good at making storylines and whatnot. And I would love to see more of him. I would love to see him get involved in it more, because he does know a lot. He does know a lot more. Um, he was pretty. I feel like he was good at writing, like, scripts and whatnot, coming up with stories. So yeah, that would be really cool to see him. To see him back, and I want to see more of him. And I felt like we should have got more of him. From the get go, even when Radio Silence, you know, came on board for Scream 5. But unfortunately, it just wasn't the case, you know. Um, so I definitely think, I truly believe that it's it's definitely not a great decision, um, Because Kevin Williamson, I don't know why he didn't want to necessarily write the films, but I don't think that's a great decision. Which I respected his decision and all, but it's not a good decision, personally. You know, because I really wanted to see him back for. I really wanted to see him back for another film. You know, at least because he just did a lot. He just did a lot of good things. You know, and like his storytelling and whatnot, his script writing, his characters. You know, he just seemed to be like, he was good at that. And I felt like if you would have returned for Scream 5, I think Scream 5 would have been a hell of a lot better than what it was. But, you know, I guess it is what it is, It is what it is. Can't really do nothing about it now, personally. And it's just unfortunate, but so yeah, that's basically just my opinion on it. Like, but yeah, and I don't want to, like I was saying, I don't want to get like too political or anything on here. You know, I don't want to talk about too many politics and whatnot, but I feel like I have to. I feel like I have to in a lot of ways. Well, not necessarily have to, but you know what I mean. Like I could talk about politics on the channel if I feel like I want to, then I can because this is my channel. But I personally don't want to get too political because again, I need to make sure I need to watch what comes out of my mouth, because I really don't know what happened. I don't know what truly happened behind the scenes or anything like that. So I can't be sitting on here saying, acting like that I know, that I know what's going on, but I don't. I really don't. So I don't want to get too political and like spit out stuff that's not true. That's basically why I'm just keeping it mostly to myself. Um, because people, Craven and all them, Craven's right, That's the right way to go. You don't want to be too political about stuff. Um, Especially stuff that's not really true, the stuff that you don't know. Like you don't want to be political about any of that. Um, you don't want to say, oh well, Sam Melissa Barrera was done wrong. Well, I think she was definitely, but again, I'm not going to get like too deep into it. I'm not going to get too political about it because again, I really don't know who's in the wrong. Okay, it's kind of 50-50 at this point, and I really don't want to get too political. And I am on Melissa Barrera's side, of course, because I mean, come on. I mean, I made a rant video about the whole situation, which I didn't mean to go like full rant about it, but I just felt like I needed to speak my mind, So I I felt like I was speaking my mind. So I went on there and I was basically talking about all the situation. Yeah, I basically made a rant video, like a whole rant video about it. Um, because I just felt like I just felt like I needed to speak my mind, to speak what I felt, what I felt about it. That's all it was. So I just wanted to speak what I felt about it, what I thought, like basically give my thoughts about the whole, situation as a whole. Uh, because I did have a lot in my chest that I wanted to get out. And I didn't mean to, again, go too far with it, but, you know, she was done wrong. I'm sorry. And again, I'm not trying to get political on here, but she was done wrong, in my opinion. You know, that's just my honest thoughts. She was definitely done wrong. She definitely didn't deserve, what she got. She basically got fired for posting, she posted something on Twitter and then deleted it, like directly, like after, like immediately, like after she posted it, she deleted it. So, but then they decided to, fire her, which was kind of, I don't agree with the decision. I don't agree with the decision, I just don't. And I'm going to leave it at that personally. Because again, I don't want to get too political. I don't want to make like a whole rant on it again. Because again, I don't want to get too political. And I don't want people to be all making me look like I'm a bad person for speaking out. But all I'm trying to do really is speak my mind about it, just give my opinion about it. So that's basically just my thinking. Like, I just want to give my opinion. Not trying to get too political or anything like that. I'm just trying to give you guys my opinion about it, So I don't want it to come off that I'm being too political, because again, I don't talk about politics on the channel. I never have. I've actually made a rant video about politics, that politics are stupid. Personally, how people talk about Donald Trump and whatnot, how people talk, about, Joe Biden and whatnot, talk about all this type of shit. Now, I made a rant video about it a couple years ago, actually. In like 2020, I would say when I first started the channel, I made a rant video about, politics. Basically how I don't like it, Yeah, of course I'm going to speak my, my mind and my opinion on it, but I'm not going to sit there and shit on the guy, shit on somebody, for just talk about, just drama, because that's basically what it all is, and I don't really like talking about shit that happens. What's to say? Because if you guys don't know, I'm Native American, right? I'm tribal. If you guys don't know, I'm Potawatomi, Odawa, and also Little River, which, I basically have a tribe, right, that basically surrounds itself around politics, which I don't like. People talk about this, people talk about bash each other. People talk about, oh, this person said that, this person said that. It's just like, I don't like hearing it personally. But there's a lot of people out there that like that kind of thing, that like talking about that kind of shit, talking about politics. Oh, this person, oh, well, this person did that. Oh, this person lied. It's just like, come on. Like, I understand it's stupid. It is stupid. 100%. You know, it's definitely stupid. And yeah, I'm not a big fan of politics or anything. I will speak my opinion because I am, everybody. I feel like everybody's allowed to speak their opinion on certain, basically speak their mind about, shit that happens. But I'm not trying to get like too political or anything, you know. Like I don't want to sit here and say that. Like I don't know. Of course, I'm going to speak my mind about it. You know, I'm going to speak my opinion on it, but and a lot of people may not, like my opinion, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, Um, but yeah, so I don't want people to think that I'm trying to get too political or anything like that because I'm not. I'm just basically speaking my mind, my opinion on it, and basically just giving you guys like my thoughts. Why, because people always ask me, like, what do you think about the whole Melissa Barrera situation? You know, and it's just like I have to speak my mind. I got to tell them, what I truly believe. You know, like, but doesn't necessarily mean that I'm trying to be political or anything. So, yeah, I mean, I just think the whole situation's stupid. Definitely stupid. Stupid, thing that happened. I just don't really understand it personally. I don't agree with the decision. Um, but I guess I'll just leave it at that. I'm just not. I'm not a fan. Which there is a lot of people out there that, and of course, sometimes you got to speak your mind. About certain things. Like I'm Native American, right? And I have a tribe. If you guys don't know what a tribe is, obviously a tribal. You guys know what a tribe is. Every um, but obviously there's like you guys know what it is. I really don't. I don't think I have to really explain. But you basically have, it's basically it's basically like tribal land or whatever, and you basically got doctors. You got you guys know what all that is. You guys know what a tribe is. Um, so there's just a lot of people, and I speak my mind on it all the time. That I feel that I just speak my opinion, and I don't try to get too like political again, because again, I'm not an expert, on a lot of stuff, of course, because I do got a lot, but obviously you got tribal, obviously doctors, you got, so basically I don't have to pay. Let's just say that go if I went to a regular doctor, I won't have to pay because I'm a tribal member, because I'm Native American, and obviously you guys know. But yeah, there's a lot of Native Americans in this community that I know. Obviously Carrie is a Native American too, she said, which is pretty cool. Um, so yeah, I mean, you guys understand all that. Like, I'm not trying to get too political again about any of it, but all I'm saying is that um, I don't agree with a lot of this stuff that's going on. I just don't. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with any of it. and I'll just leave it at that. But anyways, I'm gonna get back to movies because I don't want to get too carried away or anything like that. Um, so yeah, Child's Play. We can talk about anything. We could talk about Child's Play. What topic was that just on? So I was talking about obviously Halloween just a little bit ago. But then I started talking about Scream 7. Now, is Scream 7 canceled? I don't think it is personally. Now that I think about it, I was saying that it could have, that it could be canceled. But now thinking about it, I don't think that it is. I don't think that it will be canceled. Um, because again, I don't think it will be canceled, and the reason why I don't think so is because I think they're going to find another director. Um, and at the worst, they're probably going to delay the film, which that's probably that's what I'm expecting them to do. I'm expecting them to delay the film. Um, so that's just what I think personally. 1 minute, guys. I have to plug in my charger real fast. I'll be right back, guys. Hang tight. I'm gonna put my plug my charger in real quick. So yeah, I'm back, guys. Sorry, I had to put my thing on the charger, my laptop on the charger real fast. I had to plug it in. So what did you get for Christmas? So today I got a couple sweaters. I got some joggers. I got some. So I got some sweaters, joggers, new shoes, some gift cards, some money, and I also got. So yeah, that's basically all I got today. Sweater, joggers. Oh yeah, socks as well, which I got brand new socks, which was nice. Um, and then yesterday I got some. Yesterday I got a couple shirts and then some body wash, and obviously the deal. I don't want to get too personal here, but and too weird. But so yeah, that's basically what I got. Didn't really get much. I didn't really expect much because again, I am grown now. I basically buy my own things anyway, so I really don't expect to, get much from anybody. I don't really want much personally. Like all I want is basically just, a couple sweaters or something like that, you know, joggers. I mean, it doesn't really matter to me what it is. I don't really expect much, like I was saying. Um, and yeah, So obviously, I'm older now. I'm not young no more. I'm not a kid. So you really can't get the stuff that you used to get, when you were a kid. So now, not like right now, it doesn't really matter to me. It doesn't really affect me. Like, doesn't affect me at all. Like, I really don't care what I get. Like, because again, I always say it. You know, I'm a grown up now, and I don't need a lot. I just don't. So I could really care less what I get. You know what I mean? So I am a grown up, like as I was saying. So yeah, that's basically what I got. So mostly sweater, joggers, socks. You know, that's mostly all I got, which was nice. And then obviously yesterday I got some gift cards. I got a Subway gift card and obviously some money. So it was just it's shit. I'm happy with that. You know, it wasn't nothing major. Wasn't nothing too crazy. You know, I got some new shoes, which was really nice as well. New Air Forces that I had a hard time putting on. My cousin, my cousin literally had to help me like put them on today, like because they were like too tight or whatever. And yeah, he helped me out because he basically has a lot of Air Forces himself, a lot of Nike shoes. So he basically helped me out like how to like loosen him up. So yeah, I had a hard time with that a little bit, but then eventually he helped out with that, loosened it up for me, and then I eventually put him on. So yeah, it was pretty damn good. It was a pretty good day. Um what did you get? Did you just get, mostly sweaters and all that? Let me know in the chat. But yeah, it was a overall great day, Christmas. It's sad that it's gonna be over. It already is over. In about an hour at midnight, it will no longer be Christmas, sadly. Which was a lot of people out there that wish that they wish that it was they wanted to get it over with, which I understand because it causes a lot of anxiety for those people, especially grandparents and just parents in general. They had to buy a lot of stuff for the family. Pretty sure that's a lot of money, a lot of stress, you know, especially having to wrap presents and whatnot. Pretty sure that's a lot to do and a lot of stress in general. So there's a lot of people out there that are probably glad that it's over with. That they basically got it over with. Finished with it. So, which I'm kind of, I'm kind of sad that that it's done because again, I loved hanging out. I love hanging out with family. You know, love eating. Good food and whatnot. So it is sad that it's over, of course, but I guess you got next year to look forward to, which that's going to be in another year. um, and that's crazy, guys. Like, and also, I did not. realize that I didn't realize this at all. Okay, so last year when Christmas came around, that's crazy that it just went that fast. It went flying, like, and all of a sudden we're at Christmas again. And we just not finished. Another year, which is crazy because I remember last year seemed like last year was just yesterday or something like that, or it just went by super fast. Time, man, time flies. Sad, it's crazy. But I guess we could look forward to next year. It's going to be a new year, 2024, which there's going to be a lot of new stuff coming out, I'm sure. Which I'm probably I'm definitely gonna have to get a new phone. Which I should have got that for Christmas, but I didn't really think about it because again, I could buy my own phone. I don't really need to worry about that necessarily, but yeah, it's definitely pretty interesting. It was a good year overall. Thanksgiving, of course, I didn't get to make it to my family's house. Well, I went to my mom's house, for Thanksgiving because again, I didn't really get to do much with her at all. you know. But then after that, Christmas, I obviously I spent time with her, but then went to my my dad's side or whatever. So, man, I have two sides because obviously you guys are. I've already told you guys that my parents, broke up when I was like a kid. They were together for a long time and they broke up when I was a kid or whatever. So I have two sides, and obviously my brothers have different dads as well. Which there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people out there that have different dads, different mothers and whatnot. Um, but yeah, I got different dads. We all got different dads. We all got the same mom. That's about it. Um, but we do got different dads. Um, so we basically got two sides. So I got two sides, which a lot of people only have one side, but I have two sides, um, which is crazy. There's a lot of people out there that have two sides of family. So yeah, well, I definitely. So obviously, I'm not saying I'm not gonna get too crazy, but my mom's side's kind of, you know, it's fun, but it's a little crazy at times. I'll just leave it at that. And then my dad's side, it's mostly just having a good time, having a good time, laughing, joking. So it's basically like I have like a good side, is what I'm saying. I'm not saying that my mom's side is bad or anything like that. I'm just saying that I think I'm like the only like one on my mom's side that basically has like a good side, basically a good like a good family. I'm not saying that my brother's dads or anything are terrible people, because they're certainly good. They're nice, and I'm not gonna sit here and bash them. But I'm just saying, like, I'm basically like the only one I'm the only one that basically from my mom's side that has like a good side, you know? Like I'm not saying that again that my mom's side's bad. They're both I love them both. They're both great, you know? But I just think that like my mom's side, is it gets a little chaotic at times, which it's a little different compared to my dad's side. Like my dad's side doesn't do anything like crazy, you know. They're not about that. Basically, is what I'm saying. Um, so yeah, that's basically I'm basically the only one on my mom's side that has a good, good side, good family, which they do too, of course. Which I'm not gonna get too much into it. Obviously, screw that. We're just gonna get into movies. But yeah, I just wanted to basically tell you guys, I had two sides, mom's side, then my dad's side. So, which there's a lot of people out there that have, again, there's a lot of people that have different moms, but then the same dad. There's a lot of people out there that have different, maybe have different dads. Which, yeah, me and my brothers have different dads, same mom, but different dads. Um, but yeah, it's pretty interesting, So I basically go hang out with, two sides of the family. So I got two sides. So basically I get two Christmases is what I'm saying. So two extra Christmases. So LOL. Sorry about that. I'm just kind of trying to, I know I'm a little goofy. I'm just trying to, just wanted to tell you guys, I basically, actually, no, I get three Christmases. Because if you think about it, right, I go on my mom's side, I go on my dad's side, but we all split them in half. So let's just say, like on Christmas Eve, I go to my mom's, and then the next day I go to my dad's and like open presents or something. But then I go to my grandparents' and get more presents. So basically, that's three right there. So, hey, I get three Christmases. But yeah, I'm gonna get back to movies. Enough of that. Enough of that. Sorry. I just wanted to tell you guys, a little bit about myself. You know, something that you may not have known. But anyways, I'm gonna get back to movies. I'm gonna get back to talking about. I want to talk about the Friday the 13th TV series. Now, first things first, I want to talk about the. I want to talk about the Friday the 13th video game that's going to be coming out, which obviously, if you guys don't know, there is a Friday the 13th video game that's supposedly going to be coming out, which is very interesting. Um, and I don't know if you guys know, but obviously, Gun Media will not be involved with it. So supposedly, this is the thing that I heard. So basically, it's going to be more realistic. It's going to be more. So it's basically going to be more realistic. That's all we basically know about it right now. But that would be cool if we got more news about it, like when the TV series comes out. Obviously, because the video game, I'm very excited for it. I didn't really expect us to get another video game because, again, I just didn't really expect it. I didn't really expect any of it. I didn't expect to get a video game, another one, especially with the lawsuit that happened and whatnot. But obviously, if you guys don't know, it's over with. So obviously, it's over with. So they can make a movie right now, but I don't think they are. They're not making a movie. They're doing a TV series instead. But so yeah, they're making a new video game. It's going to be coming out. I don't know when it's going to be coming out or anything like that. We could probably expect it probably in 2025, around there, 2026. But I don't think that we're going to be seeing it anytime soon. And we will probably get news about it, I would say, probably around, let's say, I think we'll get news about it. Well, whenever I guess the TV series releases, which they never really said when it releases. They said 2024, which 2024 sounds about right. But I don't think it's really going to release in 2024 necessary. Well, it's going to release in 2024, but I just don't know what month. So I'm probably guessing maybe around Halloween time, Halloween 2024. That's what I'm guessing because they didn't really say anything about it. I'm going to look it up. Let me look it up just real fast because, again, I don't know anything about it. I don't know really anything else about it other than that they are making another game, and obviously they are making a TV series. So 2024 release date. So this says that Peacock has announced that its adaptation of Crystal Lake will be released in 2024 and will be a prequel series to the iconic slasher movie Friday the 13th. Released in 1980, the original Friday the 13th spawned a franchise spanning 12 movies and now 2 TV shows. So the TV series is called Crystal Lake, which is pretty interesting. Which I'm not really surprised by that. Not surprised by it at all, actually. Which I mean, I like that. I like that name. So yeah, Peacock has announced. I already know that. Yeah, like this doesn't really say like when the release date will be. Necessary, like it doesn't say anything about a release date. So that's hard to really know. Well, it says in 2024, so I know for sure it's coming out next year or this year, which 2024 is on Monday or at midnight on the 31st. Um, so I know for sure it's releasing in 2024. Just don't know the date. Don't know what day it's gonna come out, what month. They just said 2024 is when it's expected to come out. They just don't really know what month. So yeah, I mean, whatever month it comes out, we should expect to get more news. I would say about the new Friday the 13th video game, you know. But again, we'll have to see what happens because again, we haven't really got anything, any other news. We haven't got any news about it. Well, we got the only news that we got is that we know that a new video game is coming out. 100%. That's one thing that I could say. That's the one thing that I can say is that we do know that we are getting another one, but we just don't know what day or what you like. We don't know basically what month it's coming out. So it's very interesting, guys. Very interesting. I really don't know, but there's a lot of speculation and I've been speculating about it as well, that they could be adding like the maps that we didn't get in the first Friday the 13th video game that we got. Like they're saying that we didn't that they're making another game to add all the stuff that we didn't get. Possibly. That's what I'm thinking. But that's all just a rumor at this point. Don't know 100%. Of course, you know. So yeah, that's basically my opinion on that. Like I really don't know what it's going to be like. They just said it's going to be more realistic. That's all they said. That's all they said. So I mean, I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens. Of course. Um we'll just have to wait and see what happens, Really don't know what's going to happen. Really don't know what to expect. What to get out of it, but that's one thing that I do know 100% is that we are getting a video game and we are getting a TV series, which is crazy to think because I didn't really think that they would make another video game personally because, well, it kind of makes sense now thinking about it because Gun Media's version of the game is like outdated now, so they can't really do anything with that game no more, And they're actually shutting down like the servers and whatnot, which is crazy. So yeah, they're shutting down the servers, they're shutting down, online and whatnot. That's gonna suck. Because I love playing online. I love playing against, counselors and whatnot. Like, I really do, man. Like, it was just so much fun. So much fun. But unfortunately, you just can't. I guess we're not going to have it, obviously it's going to shut down, sadly. So it's not going to be, man, it's just not going to be as fun, no more. Especially the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game. Like, I mean, I like that game. Don't get me wrong. It's just not as fun as the Friday the 13th game. And they're basically shutting down, like I said, all the servers and whatnot, which is going to really suck. Um, so yeah, I mean, there's that. But yeah, I am very excited to see. Very excited to see what happens because sorry about that, guys. Had to, but yeah. So I guess we'll have to see what happens, and obviously the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game. Um, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game was, I mean, it was a good game. Like, it's a good game and all. Like, when I first like pre-ordered it and got it, you know, I didn't really like it. I just didn't. Well, I liked it for a little bit, at first, but then when you start playing it like throughout the day, like mostly every day of the week, it just gets boring. It's not as fun, and also the fact that the fact that you can't find a single like survivor and in some sessions that you get into, you can't even find a survivor or anything like that. Like, come on, man, that's unrealistic. So that's the reason why I don't really necessarily like um that's a reason why I don't like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game was because of that. You know, the Friday the 13th game I feel like is more well rounded. You're able to find a lot more, people, a lot more other, a lot of other players, which was a lot of fun. Um, so yeah, that's basically my opinion on it. You know, I don't think it's as good as the Friday the 13th game. I just don't. It's just not as good. Um, even though a lot of people are going to sit there and say that it is better and whatnot than um people are going to say that it is better than like graphically than Friday the 13th, and it is. Like, the graphics are without a doubt better, but the gameplay, like as a whole, just everything about it is just nothing. It doesn't compare to Friday the 13th. Like, just you know, it just doesn't, because I don't know. I just feel like Friday the 13th had better, like it was you had more like it was funner, because you're able to find other people easily, and I don't know. To me, it was a lot better personally. I think it was a lot better, a better game like overall than Texas Chainsaw Massacre and even Dead by Daylight. Like, a lot of people don't even like Dead by Daylight, which I understand. I like it because of, but do I like it more than Friday the 13th? No. But I do like it. I do tend to play it sometimes. And obviously, it's not really a game that I necessarily play all the time, but it's definitely a fun game because you have multiple killers, You get Michael Myers, you get Ghostface. Obviously, they added a new DLC with Chucky in it. Which Chucky, they have Chucky in the DLC or whatever. which is really cool. So yeah, I mean it's a fun game. It's a fun game. You know, and maybe I don't like it as much. Don't like it as much as Friday the 13th, but I do like it. I do like it for sure. And a lot of people may be asking why wasn't Jason in the game? Well, Jason wasn't in the game because um he's got his own game. They're not going to add him in the game when he's got his own game already. And I don't think they ever plan on adding Jason to Texas Chainsaw Massacre, or to Dead by Daylight, excuse me. Well, that would be cool to have like a crossover game, but no, yeah, man, I don't know. I mean, there's just so many like characters that they add in Dead by Daylight, which gets me thinking: are they going to make a Halloween game in the future? Which I believe they are going to make a Halloween game. Like I've been saying that for a while. I really do believe that Gun Media, dude, like Gun Media is definitely going to make. They're definitely going to make a Halloween game. I think, anyways, because if you really think about it, like what other franchise out there, what other franchise can you think of that's big? Like I know Scream, is big, of course, but I just don't really see Gun Media making a Scream game. Halloween, I don't know. Halloween makes the most sense. It makes the most sense because I don't know. It just does because it's just more. It's like one of the biggest like franchises, So it definitely makes a lot of sense to me personally. To a lot of other people, it may not make much sense at all. But I think it makes sense because if you think about it, right? Like what other franchises have we not got? Like think about the franchises that we haven't got in a while. And then think about the ones that we did get, that came back like strong. And you got obviously the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, which has been gone since 2010. And then you got obviously the then you obviously got the whatchamacallit? So you got the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise that's been gone for a while. And then obviously you got, the Friday the 13th franchise as well. Which is crazy that they made a video game out of that still, even though we didn't have another movie since 2009. We haven't had another film since then, which is crazy that they decided to make a video game like the Friday the 13th video game still. Obviously, just think about that, right? And then when Halloween came back, obviously Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends, right? Just think about like how much money, like how much that's why I think it makes sense for them to make a Halloween game, next, because they've already made a Friday the 13th video game. They've already made a Texas Chainsaw Massacre video game. It just makes too much sense. To me anyways, because man, we haven't, just think about it. Every horror icon and Dead by Daylight is probably going to have their own game eventually. And if you guys don't remember, Chucky has his own game, which Chucky, I guess he basically, there's like this like website called Steam, I believe it is. So it's called like Steam or something like that. I think that's like I forget what that is, but it was basically only going to be released on the PC, right? And they were going to release it on the PS5 and the PS and the Xbox Series X, which those are like that was they were supposed to release it on the consoles or whatever, but they decided not to, I guess, for some reason, and then all of a sudden it just disappeared. But they were supposed to make a Child's Play video game. It was supposed to come out, like a couple years ago. It was supposed to come out, and I don't know if you guys knew about it, but yeah, it was canceled for some reason. I don't know what happened, but yeah, there was like gameplay of it and everything like that. It was looking pretty good, I think, too. But then they just, I don't know, just canceled it for some reason. Yeah. So sadly, they canceled. Didn't make it or anything like that, you know. Sadly, but hey, I guess it is what it is. We're gonna get more, other horror games. I think we're gonna get other horror games. I truly believe, guys, like 100%. I believe that we're getting a Halloween game. Like, I just do. I believe we're getting a Halloween game. It's been long overdue. I've been wanting a Halloween game for a long time. Ever since Friday the 13th got released. I was thinking, man, what if Gun Media ends up making a Halloween game? Or something like that. Because, just think about it. Halloween is a big franchise. There's just no way that they're not going to do it, It's like, I just truly believe that they are going to do it, I think that's going to be the game that's going to come out next, the next game that they're going to make. Personally, that's just a theory at this point. But I think that they're going to make one after. They're going to make one after this. Like, they're making a Halloween game next. That's just what I believe. Because they're not going to sit there and make a Nightmare game. I mean, they could. They could make a Nightmare video game, but then again, I don't think that makes too much sense. I think that it makes a lot more sense to make a Halloween video game because, again, Halloween is one of the biggest franchises, And a lot of people have said that, they like Michael Myers a lot more than they did, than they do Jason, which I understand that, I do. I get that 100%. I definitely do as well. Like, I like Michael Myers a hell of a lot more than I do Jason. I mean, I feel like Jason's more brutal, of course. I mean, Jason is more brutal, of course. He kills people in crazy ways, creative ways. But I don't know. I personally like Michael Myers more. I feel like he's more I feel like he's scarier. I feel like he's just all around more scary, That's the way he stalks people, and man, that would just be a crazy ass game. Like, if they made a video game out of that, man. Oh man, dude, I'm telling you. Tell me if I'm right, because I definitely think they're making a Halloween game next. That's just my honest opinion. There's just no way possible that they're just not going to, you know? There's just no way. No way. In my opinion, you know, there's just no way. I think that they are gonna do it 100%. And if they don't, I'm gonna be shocked. Because Halloween, and if you guys don't know, Kane Hodder had did the stunt work for obviously the Jason Leatherface, of course. The one icon that he wanted to do stunt work for is Michael Myers. He's never did Michael Myers or anything like that. He has never played Michael Myers. I mean, he said that he wants to, of course, but he's never played Michael Myers. He's never played, you know, obviously Michael Myers is the only one that he's never played. Well, not the only one, but I mean, he hasn't played multiple icons, but Michael Myers is the main one that he said that he wants to play because he's never got to, to do stunt work for Michael Myers or anything like that. So a lot of people may say he's too big, he's too buff, and whatnot. I personally don't think he's too big. Personally, especially if he did it for a video game. I mean, it's a video game, so what does it matter? I feel like it would be a great idea, to have him do some stunt work for Michael Myers because, again, Michael Myers, that's the one character he never got to play, which he's always said that he wants to play. Michael Myers. He wants to do like stunt work for Michael Myers. So, and hey, man, that's his dream job right there. Being in the Halloween film or something like that, and playing at doing stunt work for The Shape. That would be pretty cool. But yeah, so yeah, I definitely think Halloween's next. Best believe it, guys. It's next. I'm telling you. I know it's just a theory right now, but I don't know. I just think it is. I just think it's gonna be next, like 100%. Definitely the next game. Because again, I mean, do you guys really believe that Gun Media is gonna make a Scream game? Because I don't. I really don't think they're gonna make a Scream game, personally. I mean, if anything, I think another company is gonna make Scream. I don't think Gun Media is gonna make Scream. I don't think Nightmare. I don't think Freddy's gonna make I don't think they're gonna make a Nightmare game either. Personally, because again, Nightmare is really not their style. I mean, actually no, I take that back. I think they will make they will make a Nightmare game, but I don't think that's going to be the next one. And if it is, I'm going to be shocked. I'm going to be shocked by it. So we probably won't get another if we do get a Halloween game, it'll probably be in the next, let's say, 5 years, 7 years down the line, probably. Sadly, but I think it's going to be well worth it. But yeah, I do 100% believe we're getting a Halloween game. Yeah, I still believe that 100%. But yeah, a Scream game would be awesome. Of course, Scream game would be definitely awesome. It would be a lot of fun. Uh, a nightmare game would be even awesome as well. Which, if you guys don't remember, in Friday the 13th of the game, you could go to. So basically, there's like an Easter egg, right, of Freddy Krueger. You guys don't know. So basically, you could go to like something like Grave or something like that. I forget what map it was. I think it was. I forget what map it was, but it's on one of the maps. Um, well, you basically there's like a Freddy Krueger Easter egg or whatever. And Friday the 13th, the game, which is crazy. And then also, if you guys don't know, in the story of, well, obviously not in real life, but well, maybe in real life, but in the story, like Elm Street is only like a few like around the corner from Crystal Lake, which is crazy. So basically, if they wanted to add Freddy into the Friday the 13th game, they could. I mean, they may do that, you know? Who really knows? Because again, that's another thing that I was thinking about. Because a lot of people were saying that they were going to add Freddy Krueger, you know, to the game because he fought Jason. So he was supposed to, I don't know if he was supposed to be in the game or anything like that, but I mean, there was multiple like Easter eggs, you know, in the game as it was, you know, already, you know, because they fought each other. So, so yeah, I mean, that's very interesting. And if you guys don't know, he was supposed to be, well, Elm Street basically is where Freddy Krueger is. Like, that's where like where like the house is and whatnot, his house, or not his house, but you know, that's where he like gets into people's dreams and whatnot. Um, so if you guys don't know, like Elm Street's just around the corner from like Crystal Lake, which is crazy to think about. Like every time I'm playing the game, I always think about Freddy, you know, because the think that Elm Street was just not too far from there, like from Crystal Lake, you know, that's crazy to think about, you know. Um, Obviously in the story, which is crazy. Um, don't know. I mean, you have that. It's very interesting, you know. You know, it's so yeah. So yeah, I don't know if Freddy Krueger. A lot of people were speculating during that time, you know, when we got those Easter eggs, that Freddy was supposed to be in the video game in like a DLC or something like that. But and they were thinking that we were gonna get like a Freddy versus Jason like map potentially or something like that. Because obviously, if you guys don't know, you guys all know they've obviously fought each other, and they're actually, because the story is that I guess when Jason like drowned, it was actually Freddy the one that basically drowned him. And then after that, obviously they did a crossover and whatnot. You know, they had like a build up towards it. Obviously, if Jason Goes to Hell, they showed his glove and whatnot, and then you had to wait at least like another 10 years for that film to happen. Freddy vs. Jason, but they that's the one crossover that made a lot of sense because they had like a build up towards it, and like the other films, like the Halloween film, um, so like the Halloween film, so obviously they were supposed to do a Halloween versus Hellraiser, so basically like a Michael Myers versus Pinhead crossover, which that was supposed to happen, but obviously it didn't make any sense, so they decided not to. They decided not to do it because of that reasoning alone. Like they just didn't really feel like it was. I guess they didn't really feel it was a good. Like it didn't make. They didn't feel it made sense. So they basically decided to, cancel it. Which I'm glad that they did because, again, if you can't, I mean, if it doesn't make any sense, then don't do it. Don't do it at all. That's just more of my thinking. Um, so that's basically what I personally think. Like I just think if it doesn't make sense, don't do it at all. But it would have been interesting, to see because at least the Friday the 13th, the Friday vs. Jason movie made a lot more sense because they did like a build up. They had like a build up towards it. Obviously, in Jason Goes to Hell, um, which was crazy. There was like a build up, towards it, So, so yeah, but it made a lot of sense. It definitely made a hell of a lot of sense. It definitely made a lot of sense for sure. 100%. So, um, so that's one thing that I will say that they did a build up. They did a build up. They said they basically so. I think that they said that Freddy drowned. The Freddy was the one that drowned Jason, I believe, because they actually showed it in Freddy vs. Jason. Um, they did like a flashback scene or something of like when Jason was like a kid, and Freddy was basically like the one that basically like grabbed him or whatever and like drowned him, and then it was just it was a creepy ass weird scene though, like that flashback, like um. But yeah, that's basically what happened. So basically, Freddy was like the bully. So Freddy was basically like a bully or whatever, and then like Jason was like a kid that just basically like cries, like um, which is crazy. But yeah, man, like Jason, man, Freddy. That one scene was that was crazy. All right, like that flashback scene and Freddy vs. Jason. That was crazy. That was a little weird. Like it shows like two counselors like kissing each other, and all of a sudden it turns out when the counselor turns around, all of a sudden it's like it's Freddy doing it. Like, yeah, it's weird, but uh, but yeah, guys, it is getting a little late. Obviously, it is going on midnight. Sadly, Christmas is almost over. Well, it's obviously over, but I'm just saying it is almost over here in like at midnight here. It's gonna be officially over with. Um But yeah. And if you guys don't remember as well, I want to bring this up as well. So there is this comic book of Ash. So basically, there is a comic book that somebody made of Freddy versus Ash um versus Jason. So if you guys don't know who Ash is a person. He was from Dead by Daylight or whatever. He was from Dead by Daylight, and he fought. I think he was in. He was one of the characters. I think it was. I believe it was. What do I call it? Bruce Campbell, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I believe that's who it was. But yeah, they were supposed to do a basically like a Freddy versus Jason versus Ash film. So originally, it wasn't going to just be Freddy and Jason. It was going to be Freddy, Jason, and Ash. And they actually wrote it in a and Ash is from Ash is from I remember it's on the tip of my tongue, man. Um, oh, from hold up, make sure Evil Dead. So I'm from Evil Dead. So Ash from Evil Dead, that's who it was. Basically, they made a comic book originally to have Jason, Freddy, and Ash basically go toe to toe with each other. Because Ash, I guess Ash is like he was in Evil Dead. And yeah, they've written like some kind of story in like some comic book or whatever that they were supposedly like gonna fight. They're fighting each other supposedly. Um, that was gonna be like the story, like they were gonna do that originally, but then obviously they decided, we're just gonna do Freddy versus Jason instead. But yeah, they were gonna add Ash into that, like into to fight Freddy and Jason. So it's basically going to be like a triple threat match. Like it's going to be like all three of them fighting each other. Like so, I mean that would have been interesting to watch. Still, but obviously they didn't do it. Probably because again they didn't. Well, I mean they wrote about it in comic books. So I mean I wouldn't say that it didn't make any sense. So I think it made a lot of sense personally. But yeah, I didn't know if you guys knew that. So that's basically what they planned on doing. Um, what they planned on doing, but then obviously decided not to for some reason. Like I don't know why they decided not to, but yeah, I guess they decided not to. I mean, take that for what that is, I guess. But hey, I'm happy with what we got. We got Freddy versus Jason. I mean, that's good enough to me. Um, yeah, it would have been nice to get like a triple threat match, having all three fight each other, but I think it was cool to just have both of them, just two of them, Freddy and Jason only, which was cool to see. And that got me wanting, more crossover films in general, because I just feel like we didn't really get any. We didn't get any at all. Like after Freddy vs. Jason, I wanted more of that. I wanted to see more versus like films. Like they were gonna do, like I was saying, Michael versus Pinhead. They were gonna do Candyman or they were gonna do Leprechaun versus Chucky. Which they never did that. They never did Leprechaun versus Chucky, but they were going to. So yeah, man, it's overall pretty interesting. Pretty interesting that they were going to do that originally, but they decided not to. So they decided not to do it because, again, maybe they just, I don't know, they just didn't think it made. I don't think they thought it. I don't think it would have made sense personally. The Leprechaun versus Chucky movie, because again, I think the only reason why people wanted that because they were short. But they were originally going to do it. But I understand why they didn't, again, because if it doesn't make sense, then don't do it. But again, I just want to see a movie. I want to see a horror movie where they all just basically like clash together, and just fight each other like all in one film, I thought that would have been a fantastic idea personally. That's just my personal opinion. That would have been cool to see them kind of like both clash together, like all of them clash together. Like let's say Jason, Leatherface, Michael Myers, Chucky, Leprechaun, Pinhead. That would be a lot of money, I'm pretty sure, to do all that. But that would be pretty cool to have like one horror icon movie, like where just all the icons come together, they all fight each other, whatever. Like something like that would be cool, And I wouldn't mind that. Like it doesn't necessarily have to I don't think it has to make sense or anything like that. It's just a movie. And everybody, I just want to see that. I want to see more like horror crossovers, because we don't really get that much. We don't get that much. We only get, the only thing that we get is Marvel. Marvel crossovers like Spider-Man versus Green Goblin. Obviously Batman versus Joker, Batman versus Bane. But that's all we really get. So we only get crossovers of like superhero films, which I don't really mind, but I want to see more of that. I want to see that and more of that in like horror, like slashers. I want to see Michael Myers face Jason. That would be an interesting matchup. I want to see Chucky versus Leprechaun, not just because they're short. It's because I just think it would be a fun matchup. And then obviously Leatherface and Ash or something, I mean, there's a lot of cool matchups. And obviously Ghostface is not really in that conversation personally. Because again, I don't think Ghostface is like, I consider him obviously to be an icon still, but I don't consider him to be, because he's more human. Obviously, he's more humanly, and it's obviously a real human that wears the mask. So But I do consider him to be a horror icon. And if he faced somebody, let's say like um if he faced somebody like whatchamacallit, um let's say somebody more humanly like him. I can't really think of anybody right now. But if there's somebody out there more humanly just like him, that would be the only way he would fight somebody, you know? Because he would get destroyed by Jason. He would get destroyed by Michael Myers. Shit, he would get destroyed by Chucky. Because again, he's not like them. He's not like Curse or anything like that. He's not like a zombie. He's a real human like us. And he could die easily. He could get killed a lot, like really easy. Really easy. You could shoot him in the head and he'd be dead already. As where Jason, you could shoot him anywhere, he won't die. So it's just like it's a little difficult, you know. Um, maybe I don't know. Maybe the Collector. I mean, the Collector is pretty humanly, I would say. I mean, yeah, maybe the Collector. Maybe the Collector would be one of the people that he would face. Because again, I don't know if the Collector. I think the Collector is just kind of like he's more human, like Ghostface is. Like it's just somebody under like wearing the mask. You know what I mean? Just to wear it. So it's just like it's just more humanly. Um. So yeah, I think like the Collector would be. I think the Collector would be an interesting matchup for him. Um. Personally, but we'll see. I mean, I'm not saying. Again, we won't get any crossovers like that. I don't think Ghostface is gonna be in a crossover because again, he would get destroyed. He would get destroyed by Jason. He would get destroyed by Michael. He would get destroyed by Chucky. Because again, he's just not. He could die easily. Somebody could just grab him literally and put a knife in his head, and he'd be dead already. You know, because again, he's more human, and he's more human. He's not like Jason, not like Michael Myers, not like Freddy. So yeah, it's just like he would get destroyed like easily. He would not fare. He would not stand a chance with any of them. So yeah, that's why I'm not really interested in that personally. Not interested in any of that, but so yeah, that's basically all I got for tonight, guys. Thank you all that popped in, like Kratos and whatnot. Thank you for popping in. Much appreciated. Um, and then obviously we got this one person. um, I'll make eyes. I don't know who that is, but I'm assuming it's a girl or something. But yeah, she obviously just popped in just to laugh about something, probably something that I was talking about. But anyways, thank you all for popping in. As always, be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as always. And also, like I was saying, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, comment down below, and why. And for those of you that didn't get a chance to watch the live stream tonight, be sure to watch the replay. As always. But yeah, guys, I am gonna be getting off of here. I am, getting down to relaxing now. So I hope you guys enjoyed your Christmas. Of course, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe button as always. Comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. And let me know what you guys got, for Christmas and whatnot. Watch the replay as well, because if those of you that didn't make it to the stream, watch the replay. That would help me a lot. It would help. Obviously, my subscribers are going up. I'm getting a lot more subscribers. I'm actually almost at 400. So I thank you guys for all that. Like, I appreciate all of you. As always, thought you guys I would not be almost at 400. Like, all this work, I try to do as much live streams as I can, so I can build, have more subscribers. But thanks to you guys. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate you guys, for those of you that did pop in, but for those of you that couldn't pop in, be sure to hit the like button, comment down below. As always, and then obviously you guys know on New Year's, on December the 31st, we are going to be doing a nice stream. We're going to be doing a stream, obviously a hangout, a New Year's horror hangout, a horror bash, whatever you want to call it, on the 31st. So that'll be basically my next stream. So obviously that'll be on Sunday, I believe. So Monday is New Year's. So yeah, Sunday. So Sunday I'll be doing obviously that. But until then, guys, see you on New Year's Eve. Peace out.